As if you needed reminding. Here we go again, yes. We are live once more across YouTube, and just in case you haven't already noticed, Christmas is on its way and we are feeling very, very festive today. Hi everybody, welcome. This is English Addict coming to you live from the birthplace of the English language, which just happens to be England. Hi everybody. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you feeling Christmassy? What? You're not? Oh, well maybe I can put you in the festive mood, because here we are live on YouTube once again. Yes, it is Sunday. It is a fun day. It is time to improve your English with me. For those who are wondering who I am, who are you, by the way? Can you please tell us? My name is Mr. Duncan. I talk about the English language quite often on YouTube. I've been doing this for ever such a long time. In fact, this year I was celebrating my 14th year. 14 years I've been doing this on YouTube. Can you believe it? It's true. So here we go again. Yes, Christmas is just around the corner. So I thought today we would have a little bit of a celebration, a little bit of fun, because Christmas is coming. And also I have a feeling that there might be quite a few people missing today, because I would imagine a lot of people are now preparing for their Christmas festivities. Except here in England, where I think around 31% of the country is now in full lockdown, so they can't even go out to see their friends and relatives. So here in England at the moment, absolute chaos at the moment, especially if you live in the south of England, or if you live near London or the east of England, where many people have been told to stay at home. They can't go out at all. They've been told to stay in the house during Christmas. And many people won't even be able to see their friends and relatives this Christmas. So for those who are now in lockdown, I believe there are other countries as well doing the same thing. Can I send you my best wishes? I hope I will feel, or I will help you feel, as if Christmas is on its way and we are all going to share that lovely festive feeling together. Christmas, everyone, wherever you are in the world. Wherever you are, may I wish you a super duper Christmas. I know things are a little bit strange at the moment, but we will make our way through it, I promise. As I always say, there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is always something positive to take away from any situation, however bad it might seem. So some people are not having a good Christmas, but I am here now live and I have my lovely golden tinsel. Do you like my tinsel? Isn't that nice? The only problem is when you have it wrapped around your neck, when it is wrapped around your skin, it can cause a little bit of irritation. So I have my lovely tinsel. I also have my flashing lights as well. Beep, 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 beep. So I am in the mood for Christmas. Mr. Steve has finished his work for the holidays, so he's feeling good, even though Steve tomorrow is going to try to see his mother. So he's going to drive to see his mother, who lives a very long way away. So it will be interesting to see if Steve can actually get there without being stopped by the coronavirus police. So that will be interesting. I might see Mr. Steve come back tomorrow. He might come back tomorrow wearing handcuffs and accompanied by a couple of policemen. Who knows? Anyway, Steve is hoping to see his mother because it is a very special year for Steve's mother because she has a very special birthday coming up. Of course, during birthdays, you normally have cards. Well, during Christmas, we also often send greeting cards to each other. And this year is no exception. This year, we have received quite a few Christmas cards. So a little bit later on today, I am actually going to show you some of the Christmas cards. And yes, Mr. Steve will be here as well. Mr. Steve will be joining us later today on the live chat. So don't worry. Yes, Steve will be with us in around about 7 minutes from now. So many things to talk about today, so many things to look at. I don't know where to begin. I really don't know where to start today. We have a lot of things to look at. We have the sentence game coming up today as well. As usual, on Sunday, we are playing the sentence game. And of course, Mr. Steve will be with us as well as we play along with that. Today, we are looking at words connected to parties, because at this time of year lots of people normally have parties, but of course this year many parties, many get-togethers, many reunions have been cancelled for certain reasons. I'm sure we all know what they are. I'm sure. Hello to the live chat. I must not forget the live chat either. Hello to the live chat. Nice to see you here as well. And also hello to everyone watching. In fact, can I say a special hello to Hiroko and also Luis Mendez for your lovely, kind donations. A special mention for you. Thank you very much for the donations you sent. And yes, they will both. Those donations will help to keep my work going forever and ever and ever. I hope so anyway. So if you want to make a donation, it is Christmas, and to allow me to carry on doing this, if you want to make a donation as well, there is the address right now on the screen. Don't forget, everything I do for free. I have received a lot of messages this week, in fact quite a few, concerning a piece of music that I played last week when I was showing you some of the lovely scenery when we have snow here in England, even though at the moment we have no snow, by the way. There is no snow at the moment. Just to prove it, I will show you the view outside right now. Here is the view outside the window at this very moment in time. So there it is. So that is the view right now. It's sunny, but you may notice there is absolutely no snow anywhere. So no snow, even though the weather forecast has said we might, I'm not sure yet, but we might have a little bit of frost. So it might look like snow. So we will see what happens. Of course, Christmas is coming at the end of this week. But sadly, we have no snow. So last week I played a lovely video featuring a piece of music. In fact, I might play it again in a moment. And the piece of music is a very romantic sounding piece of music. It isn't a Christmas piece of music. However, the piece of music seems to be very suitable for the sights of snow falling. So I thought actually it was a really nice video. And the piece of music, I suppose I should mention it first of all, the music that I played last week on my snow video is actually called Sunset for Lovers. Sunset for Lovers. Now, the first thing I should mention is this is not a commercial piece of music. This is music that I actually buy myself from a music producer. So they make music and then you have to buy the music with a license. And the license can be very expensive. So Sunset for Lovers is the piece of music. I will show you the video in a moment and then we can enjoy those beautiful snow scenes and also the music as well coming up a little bit later on. Yes, I suppose we've made it to the end of the weekend. We've made it all the way to the end of another week and Christmas is just around the corner because it's Sunday. Christmas is on its way. It really is. For those who are wondering, yes, Christmas is coming. On the 25th of December is when we celebrate Christmas. I know not everyone celebrates Christmas. Before you say, "Here, Mr. Duncan, are you aware that not everyone celebrates Christmas?" Yes, I am aware of that, so don't worry about it. I do know that there are people around the world who do not celebrate Christmas. So yes, I am aware of that. Very aware. Let's have a look at the live chat. Oh, now I mentioned Hiroko and Luis Mendez, two of my regular viewers and also quite often on the live chat. Who was first today? Oh, I see. Tomek. Tomek, guess what? You were first. You are first, in fact, on today's live chat. Oh. Ho, ho, ho. Tomek, you are first today on the live chat. And also we have Olga. Hello, Olga. Nice to see you here as well on the live chat. Richard is here, also Vitas and Maria. Saiwan is here. Duan Truk, who I think is watching in Vietnam at the moment. And as I mentioned, yes, Luis Mendez. Hello, Lewis. Nice to see you here. Thank you once again for your lovely donation. Very nice. Thank you very much. That will help me to continue with running my studio and also maintaining all of this, because it does take quite a lot of work, a lot of maintenance, and, dare I say, money to do this. It really does. Even though, don't forget, I don't charge for my video lessons. Everything I do for you for free. It costs you nothing. Alessandra is here. Secret Owl. Hello, Secret Owl. I am very intrigued by your name, Secret Owl. Nice to see you here. Belarusia is here. Of course, Belarusia, still recovering from your operation last week. I hope you are feeling good, and it's nice to see you here. Yes, I did receive your message, and I know that you are going to have lots of family members joining you today. So if you can't join in with the whole live stream, it's all right. Don't worry. I know this time of year can be very busy for everyone, in fact. So I do understand. Zuzika is here as well. Thank you very much for joining me. Tuong Duong is here. Beatrice and also Maria. Edit. Hello, Edit. Watching in Budapest. Oh, now I must be honest, I don't think I mention Budapest very often. So can I say a very big hello to Budapest? Thank you very much. Christina, Christmas is coming. It's a difficult time for everyone. We are in lockdown, but we have to stay together. We have to stay together and think positive. Yes, remember, every cloud has a silver lining. There is light at the end of the tunnel, even if at the time or at this moment it doesn't seem as if there is. But there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Something positive to look at now. Here we go. So this is the video that I mentioned earlier. You are going to see some lovely snow scenes. They were all filmed here in England by myself, even though at the moment we have no snow at all. And you can also enjoy the beautiful piece of music as well that is playing in the background. And then after this, we have Mr. Steve. now we all know what that piece of music is called. Sunset for Lovers is the name of that particular piece of music. Jingle, jingle, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle bells.
Mr. Duncan, hello. I'm a bit hot, Mr. Duncan. You've draped me,
Yes.
covered me in all this tinsel, and it's a bit on the hot side. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Yes, Mr. Steve, everyone. Would you like applause?
Of course. Oh, our fans are here today, Mr. Duncan.
Yes, I wasn't sure how many people were going to be here actually today, to be honest, because, of course, many people at this time of year are preparing for Christmas, aren't they?
They are. In fact, Beatrice is off to Buenos Aires today.
Wow, very nice.
She's watching you, watching us, and then off to Buenos Aires to presumably be with family later on. So have a safe trip. In fact, a lot of people are going on trips to visit their family. Mm-hmm. We can't do that in the UK, can we, Mr. Duncan?
In England, because the rules are different from each part of the United Kingdom.
Well, yes.
So in Wales, they are having lockdown, but then complete lockdown.
Yes.
For the whole of Wales after Christmas. It's so Can I just say, Steve, I have no idea what is happening. All I'm going to do is stay at home and eat lots of food.
Yes, we were told last night by our Prime Minister that we were going to have 5 days of... Well, told us 2 weeks ago we were going to have 5 days of lovely Christmas. We can all get together. And last night he said, no, you can't.
No.
It's all over.
He's changed his mind.
If you're in London and a few other places, you literally cannot visit anyone.
Yeah.
On Christmas Day, or well, from today,
yes,
from midnight last night,
okay,
all the way for another month. If you're here where we are, we're in a low risk area, but we still can only visit one other person on Christmas Day, and that's it.
You explained that about as well as Boris Johnson did.
I think I explained it better than Boris Johnson, actually.
All I'm doing is I'm just staying at home, minding my own business. So in the southeast of England and also the east of England, everyone is having to stay at home right over Christmas. So lockdown... It is quite a serious situation.
It's very annoying because people had spent money on train tickets, had spent money on what all their plans they were going to make to visit their family, and last night we were told, no, you can't do it.
Now, can I just say something? I know this might be controversial, but what the hell were you expecting? I mean, we've had the whole year of this situation, and now people are moaning and complaining that they can't have...
I know, but 2 weeks ago we were told we could, and then they've suddenly changed their mind. But anyway, let's go on into that, Mr. Duncan.
Okay.
We've got somebody here who's on for the first time,
yeah.
Livia, first time, Hungarian, from Hungary, but actually currently in Germany.
Oh, in Germany from Hungary, and you
Yes.
are watching now, and it's your first time. Congratulations. Welcome.
We like to celebrate first-time viewers.
Just
Mr. Duncan.
Just wait for the applause to finish.
Okay. We like to celebrate first-time viewers, don't we, Mr. Duncan?
Oh, okay.
And Black says, watches you very regularly, and also says that his teacher, Mr. Greg, shows your lessons in the classroom.
Really?
Yes. So, Mr. Greg... Let's say hello to Mr. Greg.
Hello, Mr. Greg.
And give a shout out to Mr. Greg, who's showing your lessons in the classroom where Black is. I think I got that name right. Sorry if I didn't. Do you know, Mr. Duncan, I'm so hot. Oh,
yeah. Okay.
I'm going to have to do something. Ooh.
I can see that this is going to be as easy to watch as last week.
I'll keep this one on.
Okay, Steve. Where are you going?
Nowhere. I'll keep this one on because it's very irritating as well.
I'm trying to keep up with what we're talking about.
Yes.
So you're going in all different directions here.
Well, I'm just reading off the live stream. You know I like to read the live stream.
Okay,
Mr. Duncan.
Steve. Yes, we get that. Mr. Greg. Hello, Mr. Greg. Now, I believe that you show some of my video lessons in class. Now, what I'm wondering is if it is being used as punishment. Maybe if the students in the classroom are misbehaving.
Quite possibly. Quite possibly.
Look, if you don't behave yourself, we're going to make you watch Mr. Duncan again.
Valentina says yes, they're going in for a lockdown. In fact, because we've got this new mutant strain, haven't we?
Oh, okay then. Yes. So let's.
I know. I was just going to say, lots of countries in Europe are banning people from coming from England into their countries, including Italy.
Okay, it's not a mutant strain, by the way.
Well, it's mutant. It is. It's a mutated strain.
Yes, but let's just.
A new strain.
Yes. Anyway, we're not
Duncan, you're being very argumentative.
No, we're not scientists. Well, I'm not going to pretend.
I'm half a scientist.
Yes.
Yes, there's a new variant.
All right, Steve.
I'm just explaining it, Mr. Duncan. It's a simple thing.
Okay, then this is Christmas time.
I know.
It's Christmas time. Everyone's tuning in. They're all at home and they want something happy.
Well, we will bring them something happy.
Well, shall we try?
Well, I'm saying it in a happy way. We're in lockdown.
By the way, you got the name wrong.
What name?
Black Avenger.
Well, I got half the name right.
Yes, but that could be anything.
Well, okay, but Black or Black Avenger?
Black
yes.
Avenger, I believe it is.
Right. Oh, this is turning out to be a fun lesson, isn't it, Mr. Duncan?
It's brilliant so far.
Yes, Beatrice is going to Buenos Aires to see her family after 11 months.
Wow.
Well, that's fantastic. Lewis was asking Beatrice, I think, some questions there.
Okay.
And Black Avenger says, students in Belgium everywhere like your videos.
That is fantastic. A big thumbs up to Belgium.
Yes.
Thank you very much for liking my videos. Thank you very much. So one of the things I've noticed, Steve, now this is something that happens quite often. When Christmas comes around, most people will complain. Now, normally, I'm not on about this year, but what do people normally complain about at Christmas?
Awful presents.
No.
They don't like the presents. They don't like being with their families.
Yes. That's the one. Now, I find it interesting that every year people complain that they have to spend time with their horrible relations and their relatives. And this year, they're all complaining because they can't spend time with their horrible relatives and annoying relations. And isn't that strange? So all the people that normally moan and complain about Christmas because they don't want to spend time with other people are now complaining because they can't spend time with other people.
Perhaps they're complaining, they're making a big point because they want their families to think that they really want to be with them, but secretly they're thinking, oh, what a relief. Yes. I don't have to go and visit my family this Christmas.
Look, can I just say, I think a lot of people are thinking that. I think they are saying under their breath to themselves, or maybe just in their minds, they're thinking...
Maybe some of them.
Oh, I'm just about to do a bit.
Well, I didn't know that.
They're thinking... Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I don't have to spend time with my mother-in-law and father-in-law and all of their annoying relations this year. I'm so happy that we don't have to do that this year. I'm so happy. Oh, I can stay at home on my own. I think that's what they're really thinking.
That's not very Christmassy, Mr. Duncan.
It is pretty Christmassy.
How many of you out there would rather not visit your family at Christmas? Let's do a poll.
Let's not.
Yes, there we go. Oh, Sandra says I look very pretty.
Yes, I suppose that's one word we could use. Pretty.
Pretty awful. Vitas is celebrating an anniversary. Coral wedding.
Coral wedding.
Not sure what coral is.
Either. Do you have to get wet? Do you have to go into the ocean to celebrate it?
It must be a particular year.
You have to swim.
Is it 10 years? What is coral?
Do you have to swim around with dolphins?
It sort of works up, doesn't it? So you start off with sort of bronze, paper maybe, and then you work up to silver, gold, platinum. And what's beyond that, I wonder?
I wonder what the lowest one is. I think it's probably a used Band-Aid.
What's the lowest? Yes, what's 1 year? What is coral, Vitas, tell us, please. I don't know.
So how many years?
How many years is coral?
Coral. How many? And where are you going to find the coral? Because a lot of coral now has been destroyed by the people that are polluting the oceans.
Ocean warming. Global warming, in fact. So I think I won't go political. Al Kerr was listening to The Christmas Carol on YouTube. It's a great story.
Well, I have my own I have my own video where I'm reading it. Have you seen my video? A lovely lesson where I read Charles Dickens' famous story about Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yes, Al, go and listen to that.
Who Mr. Steve once played. Mr. Steve played the part. Oh, this is too easy. Mr. Steve played the part of a tight-fisted old miser who doesn't like spending money. And, talking of which, Mr. Steve is here today. But I'm not sure, when you were playing the part of Ebenezer Scrooge on stage,
yes.
Mr. Steve.
Yes.
Did you need any training?
It just came perfectly naturally to me. I love playing that part. It was a musical version of A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Alan Menken. There was a film as well. Who was the man in Frasier? The main character in Frasier.
That would be Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer played the role of Scrooge in a film version of A Christmas Carol, the Alan Menken version. And it's lovely. The music's lovely.
And, as an added bonus, who played the part of Jacob Marley?
That was the bloke in Seinfeld.
Yes.
Can't remember his name.
Oh, I see.
His real name.
So the guy who plays George Costanza was actually in that version of A Christmas Carol. Jason Alexander is his name.
People don't rate that film, but I think it's very good.
Yes.
And that was the version we did, the stage version of that, and it was lovely. I absolutely loved playing the part of Scrooge. I think it's my favourite ever role that I've played.
Well, I suppose it came very naturally to you.
I'm naturally miserable all the time, and it's just I'm not really, only with Mr. Duncan.
That's true.
When I'm here, I'm happy because I like to be with you all.
So just to mention...
Get all the love coming through. The love I can feel it.
I can feel something as well. I'm not sure what it is, but it isn't pleasant. Tomorrow, Steve is going to try to do something, aren't you?
Whether we should announce it.
I have already. In
case the authorities are watching.
I've already phoned the police to look out for you tomorrow on the motorway. Steve is going to try and see his mother tomorrow, even though technically he's not supposed to.
I can as long as I stay in the garden.
So what Steve is going to do is going to drive all the way to his mother's house. He's going to park outside and then he's going to FaceTime with his mother from in the car.
I know, I'm not allowed to go in.
But what's the point? You might as well FaceTime from home.
It's a long way to travel to sit in the car. Well, I will sort of...
Well, no, you can't.
Well, I'm not going to say I'm going to live on air.
Yes.
So if the authorities are watching, I'm going to visit my mother and I'm going to obey all the rules.
Yes.
And stay within 3 foot of an open door.
Okay.
And wave through the window. It's like it would be like going to visit someone in a nursing home.
Yes.
Because at the moment, if you go to a nursing home, assuming they let you,
yes, well,
you've just got to wave to your relatives through the window.
Yeah, through the window.
And because they're a bit old, they're going a bit senile. They don't know what's going on, so they can see you, but they can't understand why you can't come in to see them. It's very distressing. Very distressing.
Yes. So officially, this is the story that we've got now to cover us, Steve.
Yes.
Steve, you can just stay with me for a second.
I can do two things.
The story we've got is Steve is going to his mother's tomorrow, and then he's going to sit outside the house and he's going to FaceTime with his mother, who is in the house, and then he's going to just leave the Christmas gifts outside the car. So he's going to put them outside the car, And then once Steve has finished, he will drive off, and then Steve's mother will come out, and she will pick up the presents and take them into the house. It's almost like some sort of prisoner exchange.
Well, I might just take a large, loud hailer with me and shout, "Mum, how are you?"
Yeah, that's good.
Happy Christmas.
Steve, I don't think you need one. I think your mouth is big enough.
Coral is 35 years, apparently.
35 years, Coral?
I wouldn't have thought that. So thank you for that, Lee Tass.
It doesn't seem like something you would give. I mean, what do you give on your Coral anniversary? Do you give a piece of the ocean?
Well, you can't rip up the coral from the ocean.
No.
They're sort of dying off.
Yes.
So maybe a fake sort of plastic version. Maybe appropriate.
Maybe you could give them something else, like, I don't know, the coronavirus vaccine or something instead, as a gift.
Oh, don't be so depressing. We don't want to talk about coronavirus, Mr. Duncan.
No,
depressing.
I was being positive there.
Yes, 11-hour trip across Argentina. I think Beatrice has, according to Lewis.
11 hours?
Yes, because obviously Argentina is a very big country.
Yes.
Yes. I'm in a good mood, says Mosen. That's good.
That's good. Hello, Mosen.
I'm better than good now. That's what we like to hear.
We always like to hear better than good.
We've had something to do with that.
Yes, maybe.
Right, yes. So, yes. It's so strange, Mr. Duncan. Yes, I know.
What's strange?
I don't know. I must have made a comment 30 seconds ago because we have a 30-second delay here.
Yes.
I think we just need to explain that every week we go on. When we say something, you get to see it 30 seconds after we've actually said it because there's an inbuilt delay. So sometimes you write comments and I can't remember what I said 30 seconds ago, so I'm not sure what you're
that's
referring
true.
to.
This is the problem with doing a live stream. Steve can't remember what he said 30 seconds before. So the delay just turns Steve into someone who, it's almost like a goldfish going around inside its bowl.
Thank you very much, Mr. Duncan. You're saying I've got a low attention span.
Yes.
Yes. Have you got vaccinated, says Predator.
We did take the flu vaccine last week, didn't we?
We did, yes.
We've got the flu vaccine because we are now elderly. Because Steve and myself, we are elderly. Can you believe it?
Well, I mean, I turned up there. They said, "Oh, come on, Mr. Duncan, have your flu vaccine." I turned up and they said, "Oh, sorry, you've come to the wrong place. What are you doing here?" And I said, "I've come for a flu vaccine." They said, "Well, I'm sorry, but you can't be right because you don't look anywhere near old enough."
I want to know, why did they give my flu vaccine in my bum and everyone else had it in their arm? What, was that you?
That's because you asked for it to be put there.
I asked for it.
Asked.
No, that was a joke.
Asked.
That was a joke, you see.
Oh, I see.
See, I had the injection.
Asked, yes.
I had
your
bum.
Another word for bum is
arse.
There we go.
Whew, dear.
I'm on a diet, says Belarusia. Oh, because of the operation.
Yes. So Belarusia is feeling a little delicate today, but she also has her relatives visiting today. So I hope you have a great time with them.
I would imagine you can't have a high-fat diet at the moment, I would imagine, Belarusia. So chocolates are out. Anyway, it'll be good for you. Imagine when you can go back on them.
I can't imagine, Steve. I can't imagine Christmas without chocolate.
I can't imagine any day without chocolate.
I know. I can't.
At Christmas.
I can't deal with that. That's terrible. Oh, by the way, we've had some lovely Christmas cards. What were you going to say?
I was going to say my sister doesn't eat chocolate anymore.
Okay.
She gave it up. I think it was about 5 or 7 years ago. And you can't buy my sister chocolate. She doesn't even want to sniff it. We don't know why. But the way she talks about chocolate, it's like she's given up heroin.
Yeah.
It's quite...
Because, yes, I mean, I don't know about you, but I always think chocolate and heroin are very similar to each other.
let's hope my sister's not watching. I have got you a lovely Christmas present, so that'll be enough to to make up for the fact that I've just criticised you live in front of millions of people. Christmas cards, did you say?
But your sister is a vegan.
No, she's not.
Oh.
No.
What is your sister then? Is she a vegetarian?
She's a female. Oh, pardon?
What?
No, she's not vegetarian, no. No, she eats meat. She eats anything. She just gave up chocolate, and we don't know why.
Yeah.
She's never told us why.
Maybe it's cows.
I don't know. I think she's got a problem. I think there was a problem.
Oh.
She was thinking of, putting on too much weight.
Oh, I see.
I think that's what it is.
So, I see. So your sister is just cutting down the intake of fat.
I think so.
Oh, okay, then that's fine.
She's made up for that with sugar. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so Christmas cards. You said they were over there.
No, they're over here. They're here.
I had something lovely given to me at work. Are you going to show that later as well?
Maybe. We do have a lot of things to do, Steve.
Packed programme.
I've got the Christmas cards to show. In a moment, we will be looking at the Christmas cards. We have our special. Now, look at this. Look at the expense that I've gone to today. We have our special. Look at that, Steve.
What is it?
It's our lovely card cam.
Card cam?
Yeah, there it is. Did you see the camera, you see, right next to us?
I didn't see that.
This gives you an idea of how observant Steve is.
Well, I can't see it because you're blocking it.
You can't see this giant camera.
Well, I can see it now, but I mean, if you could see behind the scenes here, there's cameras and tripods everywhere. I mean, just how am I supposed to notice?
Yes, indeed.
Well, I wanted to show them, but anyway, never mind. Who's that one from? That's a nice one.
We'll have a look in a minute.
Okay. I thought we were looking now. We're not looking at the Christmas cards now.
That's just a teaser, you see, so people don't click away.
Or maybe they...
because of all this.
I come on here every week. I give up my time, my experience, my wisdom, and all I get is abuse from Mr. Duncan. Oh, well.
We are going
many burdens that I carry throughout life.
Yes.
Mr. Duncan is just one of them.
Yes.
The main one.
So that's what my mum said once.
That's true, she did.
On camera.
And I should have listened to her.
Yes, you should have done. You had your chance, Steve. You had your chance. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing some lovely socks today. I'm wearing Christmassy socks. Would you like to see my socks? Here they are. So look, there are my socks I'm wearing today. They are Christmas socks. As you can see, they are red, Steve. Red.
With a little bit of green.
A little bit of green at the end, although it looks like turquoise, but they are actually, I think they are green. And yes, I think they look very festive. I think my socks look lovely today. They are getting me in the Christmas mood, because Christmas is coming at the end of this week. Yeah, Christmas is coming, Steve. What are you doing for Christmas? What are you doing, Steve?
Having a vaccine, what Predators just said.
Sorry?
Predator said that a friend told me that he had a vaccination.
Yeah.
And presumably it was flu, I don't know. And now he's got erectile dysfunction. I've never heard that as a side effect from a flu jab. You think having a prick in your arm would actually help things. I would report that if I were you. Tell your friend to report it. And there is a tablet you can get for that. But yeah, that's what it says here.
Well, Steve seems to be the expert.
I'm no expert, I can tell you that. Well, interesting.
Interesting.
Maybe it was the shock of having a needle stuck in your arm.
Okay then.
Anyway, we don't know how to cure that, so but that's interesting. That's very interesting. I'll report that back.
To who?
Can you explain the usage of the word, Mr. Duncan, let alone?
Let alone?
It'd be great if you could give examples.
I tell you what, you read it out. Why don't you explain it?
Let alone. Let alone. Well, it doesn't mean being alone, does it?
No. Well, let alone can be used in more than one way. If something is let alone, it means it is avoided. it is avoided. Something maybe that you want to avoid talking about, or something that you want to avoid, you let alone. Or maybe quite often something that you want to bring into a conversation or a topic, but you might want to say that thing by itself. So if you are talking generally, but then you want to talk specifically, you might say, let alone. Let alone. So yes, it is something quite complicated because there are many ways of using it.
That's a subtle one, that one. So we could say, yes, I'm just trying to think of an example. You could talk about the coronavirus, couldn't you? You could talk about the current problems that we're having at the moment. I mean, you could say that there's lots and lots of problems in my life. My job isn't going very well. I've fallen out with my family. Let alone what's going on in the world at the moment with coronavirus.
That's it.
So you're saying that you're getting all these other problems and you've got this other one as well.
Yes.
So the big one is the coronavirus, but you've got all these other ones, let alone the problems of coronavirus. I've got all these other problems as well.
Maybe you could also say notwithstanding.
Yes. Notwithstanding would be another way of using that phrase. Yes. So, yeah, that's how you would use that.
Okay, then. Good. So we are going to have a look at some Christmas cards. We will have a look at some of them, and then we will move on to something else. And then we have the sentence game coming up later on as well. Yes, we are playing the sentence game, words connected with parties.
Getting very hot, Mr. Duncan.
It's not very hot in
here. I'm
not
taking it off because somebody said I look pretty.
Yes, it's not hot in here. It's winter. It's freezing.
I didn't realise how insulating tinsel was.
Okay.
I mean, if you were cold in the house, just wrap some tinsel around you. Yeah. I tell you, it keeps the heat in.
Well, this is the same sort of material that they put over people who are freezing. It's like foil.
That's right.
So they normally cover a person's body completely in the same material. So this is the same material, you see. I love this. I love this tinsel.
Notice, Mr. Duncan, you've got a much posher hat than mine.
My hat is the best.
Mine looks very cheap.
I've got the best hat in the world.
Tinsel matches your beard, Mr. Duncan.
It certainly does. My golden beard. Okay, Steve, I feel like we're going off course slightly here.
Was it the Christmas cards that we were going to show next?
We are going to look at some Christmas cards.
We've had thousands.
Now, most of them, I will be honest with you, I don't mind admitting it, most of the Christmas cards are for Mr. Steve. Because Steve is such a popular person in his job and his family. He's got so many relations and people in his family, people that I don't even know, people that I've never even met apparently are related to Steve. I don't know who these people are.
It takes me a month to write out all my Christmas cards.
It does, a long time.
So many people.
So we are going to look now at some of the Christmas cards.
Cost a lot in stamps as well. Stamps are nearly £1 each here in the UK now. They're very expensive.
Yes.
But then they did privatise the post office a number of years ago, and ever since then the price of stamps has gone up and up and up.
Okay.
But yeah, we still like to send Christmas cards. In this day and age, you would think that people do most things electronically.
Yeah.
You've got cards you can send to people. Moonpig is one company that you can use. But still, to receive something physical, a card, proper Christmas card, rather than just something electronic, is nicer. It's more personal.
What do you mean electronic?
Well, if somebody sends you a Christmas card electronically, you can send.
Oh, I see.
You can send cards and messages to people.
I thought you meant they sent you, I don't know, batteries instead of a card. That's what I thought, you see.
But if receiving something physical, it's nice.
That's it. It's nice to have a physical thing.
Don't send cheap Christmas cards. Spend a bit of money on them, because if you receive a card from somebody that looks a bit expensive, it's sort of, the paper's sort of flocked, or it's got some nice little ornaments on it.
Yes.
You think, oh, what a lovely card. I'm glad they made that effort. It's only going to be a little bit more. Send quality cards, because it really makes a difference.
It's a bit late now.
There's nothing worse than sending a cheap card, because people think, well, why bother? if you're going to send that rubbish card, a pack of 100 for about £2.
Okay. Well, as we say, it's the thought that counts.
No, that phrase only goes so far. Okay. And if some people send a card and they just put their name on the bottom, they don't even say to, they just say Fred.
What if it's made by a person who's disabled?
And it's been done cheaply.
Maybe the card has been made. Yeah, but it might have been made by someone who has a disability. Maybe they can't make a nice card. Maybe they've only they can't move their hands properly. So the card is just a piece of folded paper with a big cross on the front.
I know which friends of mine are disabled and which ones aren't.
No, not that I've got many. Not the people. The company that makes the cards. They sometimes have special charity cards, you see. That's what I'm not the actual.
Oh yes,
I'm not saying the people sending them are disabled. Okay.
Yes, it's nice to have Christmas cards in your letterbox. It makes you feel wanted and loved.
That's it.
And at this time, we all want to feel a bit of love, don't we?
I'm buried in tinsel.
I've sent more cards this year than ever.
Okay then, Steve.
Even to people that last year I said, you're off my Christmas list.
Okay.
If somebody doesn't send me a Christmas card for 2 years, they're off. But this year I thought, no, I'm going to send it anyway. I've got a friend that keeps a note. She's got a presentation, an Excel document, and all the people she sends Christmas cards to in one column, and all the ones she receives Christmas cards to in the other, and she ticks it off to see if she gets a card from the people she sent cards to, and then if they don't send her one after 2 years, she crosses them off the list. I'm not joking.
And
I've got a friend that does that.
Okay, Steve, can I just say it's been approximately 1 year since Steve last told that story.
Yes, but we've got lots of new viewers, Mr. Duncan. They won't have heard that story before.
Okay.
Does anybody out there, any of you, do that? When do you stop sending Christmas cards to somebody? Obviously, there are obvious ones.
Yes. Well, not everyone is vindictive like you. Anyway,
that wasn't me. That was my friend.
Steve, Steve, it's 3:10.
Not me.
It's 3:10. Please, can we look at the Christmas cards?
I've seen them. Oh, you mean for everybody else? Yes.
We're going to have a break after this live stream today. We're going to have a break. I won't see you until just before the new year because we won't be...
That's a long break, Mr. Duncan. Oh, I thought you were taking a break now. Now, just a little short break.
No,
I didn't mean you meant a break from doing the live stream.
Clearly your attention span wasn't working because I said after the live stream is finished. So...
I'm looking at the live chat, Mr. Duncan. It's very important. I need to concentrate.
Steve?
Yes?
I want to look at the Christmas cards.
Okay, I'm not stopping you.
Okay, then. I feel like you are, though. I kind of feel you are stopping me. Here we go, then. Here's the Christmas cards. Oh, I like this one, Steve. So this is a lovely Christmas card we received. Would you like to describe the Christmas card to us, Steve?
Well, it's a nice sort of scene. There we go. We've got somebody's house. Outside, we've got a nice snowman. And we've got some decoration on the door. That's called a wreath. A wreath, which is a traditional thing to put on the door. Sometimes you have lights on that as well. The traditional themes of red and green. We also have a dog there. It must be cold because that dog has a little coat on.
Oh, yes.
And then at the window, we can see through the window, we can see a Christmas tree, obviously inside the house.
See, a lot of people do that at the moment. They actually make clothing for dogs. So dogs now need to wear clothes.
Who's that from, Mr. Duncan? Let's have a look.
That's from... I don't know. I can't read the writing.
Maggie and Tony. That's my old boss at work.
Then, so there we go. Just to prove it, we're not lying. So there it is. Look. There it is. Look.
Maggie and Tony. Best wishes. Have a fun time. Well, we won't, but thanks anyway.
I couldn't read that. I couldn't read the writing. You see, I thought it said messy. So there it is. Best wishes. Wishing you a happy home wishing you a happy home this Christmas. Well, most people are going to be at home. So there is our first Christmas card. I like that's
Very
quite
nice.
nice.
Have you got the one my mother sent to us this Christmas?
Somewhere.
Are you sure? It was on the table in the dining room.
Oh,
I bet it's still there.
Here's another one. Oh, I like this one, Steve. Look, lovely glitter. So I'm not normally a fan of glitter because I normally find that it falls off. So there it is. And it says Merry Christmas. Very colourful, very glittery, shiny, I suppose
very
is
nice.
the word. It's very lovely.
How many Christmas cards have we had so far?
About 100.
Yeah, at least.
Tom. Who's Tom?
Oh, that's my current boss.
Oh, yeah, your current boss.
My current boss.
So
yes.
the first one was Steve's previous boss. And
yeah, that's a coincidence.
This is from, well, it's just as they came in the pile. Merry Christmas, it says there. Isn't that lovely? Merry Christmas, everyone.
That's very nice. Yes, that was a bit boring.
When we think of Christmas, we often think of red.
We do.
The colour red.
That's sort of...
Because of Santa Claus, of
yes.
course. Santa Claus always likes to wear red clothing. There it is. Who is that from?
Let's have a look.
That's from one of your work colleagues.
That's from one of my work colleagues who's now retired.
Yes, so one of Steve's work colleagues.
That's from Ping.
Isn't that lovely? I think it's
Ping
quite...
and her husband. One of my dear friends from who's retired now, sadly, but we still keep in touch and meet up several times a year. Do you realise, Mr. Duncan, they've made some changes at work? I'm now the oldest person.
Where?
In the sales force in the company that I work for.
Really?
Yes.
So it's official. You are now the oldest person.
And the person that's been there the longest.
Wow.
I mean, I know you're probably thinking, well, the others must be children because I look so young.
I'm not thinking that.
But yes, I'm officially. A lot of people have left. Have you dropped the cards, Mr. Duncan?
Nope.
All right.
Carry on.
I heard like a sound of cards dropping.
Steve describes everything that's happening in the room.
Yes, I do. Well, next card, Mr. Duncan.
This is more traditional. I would say it's a traditional modern card or modern traditional. So there is a lovely scene outside a village post office.
We can't see all the card, Mr. Duncan.
No, that is virtually all the card.
Oh, I see.
There isn't much else to look at.
So there we go, typical British scene, or that's the typical scene that people imagine Britain to look like, or England to look like. Yes. Sort of snow on the ground, a post office, a red post box, a bicycle. That sort of is what people imagine Christmas looks like. Of course, in reality, for most people, it's nothing like that.
No. Well, in reality, most people are in the house.
Yes, but mind you, it's a bit like that where we live, because where we live they're sort of stuck in the 1950s.
Okay.
And which is fine. We like that. We're not criticising it, but you wouldn't see that scene in a city. Well, you might do.
What? Well,
probably not.
What? They have post offices in cities, don't they?
Yes, but they wouldn't. You wouldn't be sort of walking around like that.
No.
I love Christmas cards with songs. It says Valeria.
Oh, I see. They play music.
Oh yes, Tomic. When I say sales force, I mean salespeople, people who sell. So if you've got a group of people in your company, the sales force is that group of salespeople. It's not a software for a computer.
No, that's something different.
It's a phrase we use in the UK to describe, say you've got 25, 30 people working in your company who are involved in sales, you would call them the sales force. The force meaning, presumably, their force of going out and selling things. But yes, it's two separate words, as you have put like that. Exactly right.
Well, force can also mean action as well. So your force is the group of people who are doing a certain thing. So your sales force are the people who are selling in your company.
Yes, but you don't tend to describe other areas of the business with the word force after it. You wouldn't say your your IT force.
No.
Or you wouldn't say your admin force.
Well, it's a group of people doing the same thing.
Sales.
Yes, sales. Police.
Sales force.
Police force.
Police force.
Yeah,
that works there.
We've got Donald Trump's Space Force. You see?
That's it.
They're all going up into space.
A group of people with a mission.
Apparently Donald Trump is going to go and live on the moon after he leaves the White House.
Why not?
That's why he's being busy building those rockets, you see.
Yes, Salesforce, a group of people. If you put the word force after it, after a group of people, then it implies some kind of mission or purpose. Our purpose obviously is to sell things. So we go out there and we do the business.
Okay, then what do you sell?
Well, we've already discussed this, Mr. Duncan.
Have we?
Yes.
I don't remember us discussing.
I think I said once before. I think I hinted at pharmaceuticals before.
That's it.
And that's as far as I'm going to go.
He sells incontinence diapers.
Yes.
He's got one on right now. That's how committed he is to his company. He wears one all the time. So here's another one.
Labour force, yes, exactly.
Okay, Steve?
Well, if you knew what it was, why did you ask it? Right, okay, here's another one, yes.
If I knew what was, what?
I was talking to Tomek then.
Okay, then. No one knows that.
He's very clever.
That's lovely. Little Christmas tree there, look on the card.
There we go. There's always a red post box.
Yeah.
That particular red post box is like something from 1850 or something.
1850?
You don't see red post boxes like that anymore.
That's very precise. That's very precise, Steve.
Well, that's a very ornate and expensive post box. Maybe there are a few of those left in London. I don't know.
Yes. I think it's just an old-fashioned post box.
Yes, that would be made of sort of solid wrought iron or something. Or
yes.
Task Force. Yes, exactly.
Not chocolate.
Christine.
This is quite a nice one. This is another nice one. Happy Christmas, Steve. Most of these cards, by the way, are for Steve, not for me.
Well,
I don't get any cards. Here's another one.
There's a reason for that.
I like this one.
Yes.
That's nice. I haven't seen that one.
You have now.
Yes. It's it's the 12 days of Christmas, don't you?
Yes.
12
exactly. Yes.
Yes. I don't think you knew that.
12 days of Christmas. I wonder why there are numbers on it.
12 drummers drumming. 11 what? 11 what?
Partridge in a Pear Tree is the first one, isn't it?
11 what?
11 Lords are leaping. There we go. There's a Lord.
10 Lords are leaping.
What's 11 then? But bring it out further, Mr. Duncan. I can't see.
It looks like a trumpet or a pipe.
Well, let's see more of the card, Mr. Duncan. Let's go through them. See if we can remember what they are.
Well, that's what I was doing.
Well, let's start with number 1.
Okay then. Oh dear. Shall we? I can't get it onto the camera. You see the first one because of the angle. Oh,
well,
just can you see?
There we go.
So on the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree.
Yes.
Oh, very nice. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. What did your true love give to you?
I can't. What do they look like? They look like angels.
They are 2 turtle doves.
2 turtle doves. 2 turtle doves.
Sorry, why do you say it as I say it, as if you knew anyway?
On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me chickens.
3 hens are laying.
3 hens are laying. Chickens.
This was a really good idea.
On the fourth day of Christmas, I've sung this song so many times I can't remember. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love sent to me a bird. Another bird. Lots of birds in this song. Never realised.
It's very bird heavy, this song.
It's very bird heavy, isn't it?
It's bird heavy.
What is for? Do you know, Mr. Duncan?
I'm trying to think now myself.
Let's have a look.
My confidence has gone because of you.
I don't know what that is. We know what 5 is.
I've just known. Yes, everyone knows 5.
If anyone can tell us what is the 4th on the 4th day of Christmas? What does my true love send to me?
4 something.
4. I don't know what that is. It's some kind of bird, a blue bird.
4. Birds. It can't be just 4 birds are singing, can it?
No, it's not that.
Oh, okay. Then you seem very
Well, I know
sure.
it's not. I know what it isn't.
Okay.
Because I don't remember singing 4 birds are singing.
Is it 4 electricians are fixing the mains in your house? 5 gold rings. 5.
4 calling birds.
4 calling.
4 calling birds is what I
Okay.
think it is.
What is a calling bird?
A bird that says, "Come on, come here, hello."
Okay.
It calls out.
Isn't that a beckoning bird?
4 calling birds.
6 geese are laying.
Yes.
7 swans are swimming. 8 maids are milking.
8 maids are milking.
9 something are something. Dancing. 9
Oh, yes.
ladies dancing. I think
Yes, 9 ladies dancing.
that's it. 10 lords are leaping.
10 lords are leaping.
11 pipers piping.
11 pipers piping.
And 12. I've already.
Drummers drumming.
Yes. Whew. Oh well.
And we could sing that very quickly.
That's.
But we won't.
I can't believe all the technology that's being used at the moment to broadcast this.
Shall I send... Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a lovely card, that next one.
Yes, it's quite nice. Look, there is a... Oh, I've turned the camera off. Wait there. Here it is. This is a nice one. You've got snowmen. And what are they doing? They are singing carols.
To the other animals.
Yes, the other animals.
We've got some deer there on the left.
So there are the deer.
Some rabbits.
Rabbits.
And a hedgehog.
And a badger.
And a badger. I know those animals. And look, there's a I think he's had a cuckoo. There's what's in that tree, Mr. Duncan?
I don't know. I'm just trying to see.
It's upside down and out of focus. I think that's a squirrel.
It is a squirrel, yes.
And then an owl.
Then there's an owl on the other side. The owl is actually the owl is hooting in the tree, and the squirrel is holding his nuts.
Sandra, I sent about, I would say about 40 cards this year. I would say everyone's talking about ragu. Every time I look at the live stream, people are talking about ragu.
Yeah, well, they're probably just finding another subject to discuss because of this.
It's some kind of stew, people seem to think. Ragu.
Yes, isn't it Italian?
Yes. In fact, there's a sauce in this country you can buy called ragu.
Yes.
It's the name of a company that sells sort of pasta sauce.
Yeah. It reminds me of the sauce that you get on pizzas. Very similar sort of tasting sauce. Anyway, so here's another Christmas card. We're getting lots of Christmas cards this year.
Oh, there we go, yes. If you like to be by the seaside.
By the seaside.
So the only way you would know that was Christmas card is the fact that there's snow on it.
That's it. And Santa Claus is in the boat, you see, with his presents.
Well, that's not what he does.
No, it isn't. But if you live by the sea, maybe he does, you see.
Maybe that's what...
Well, that's from my friends. My friends, thank goodness.
We found somebody.
Nina and Sean. Thank you very much to Sean.
Have you sent them one?
And Nina.
How many cards have you sent, Mr. Duncan?
Are you trying to get me into trouble? I did not send a card. No, I didn't send any cards this year. I didn't. So that's a lovely... Thank you, Sean, for your lovely Christmas card.
Belarusia says she hasn't received a Christmas card for a long time.
Oh.
Well, give us your address and we'll send you one.
Yes, we'll send one to you.
Well, we could always send you one. Well, these are your Christmas cards. These are yours, then. Belarusia. What time is it? 3:30. Time flies when you're having fun.
We're going to take a quick break, Steve, because a lot of people have been talking about the snow video that I showed last week.
Have they?
So I thought it would be interesting to show an excerpt from one of my lessons all about snow. So this is only 4 minutes. Don't worry, we can have a little break and then we will be back live once more. And yes, we are going to play the sentence game a little bit later on as well. When the snow falls fast and thick, we call it heavy snow. When the snow is falling during a strong windstorm, we call this a blizzard. When snow is falling gently and the flakes are small, we call this light snow. Sometimes the snow does not fall completely frozen. It melts away very easily. This type of snow is called sleet. There can be very few natural sights more impressive than a blanket of snow covering the landscape. The feeling of walking out on a snowy day really does capture the senses. All the sounds which are normally around you disappear as the snow absorbs them. The feeling of walking on fresh snow is quite unique. The distinctive crunch beneath your feet as you walk along completes this amazing winter experience. Look at me! I'm building a snowman. It is fun to play in the snow, and I still remember as a child how excited I felt when I opened my bedroom curtains after a night of snowfall to see a white winter blanket covering all of the roads and rooftops. Come to think of it, I still get excited about it now.
Cool.
The winter season in the UK can vary from year to year. Sometimes the winter climate is not so cold. We call this a mild winter. Sometimes the winter weather brings with it lots of snow and freezing temperatures. We call this a hard winter or harsh winter. Bing. There it was, an excerpt from one of my lessons all about, well, something you often see during this time of year, except for now, because there is no snow on the ground. Snow is not here at the moment. We are definitely not having a white Christmas. It's Mr. Duncan. And Mr. Steve, there he is. I've taken my tinsel off because it was itching.
I know, I was really itching, so we've gone for the lights, but we can't move too far because we're joined very closely by these by the cables.
We are joined together by the lights.
Thankfully, these are only low voltage. Marietta says that they haven't got any snow, but they've got lots of rain in this part of Spain at the moment. Now, you might like to know this, Marietta, and anyone else watching in Spain, that we have a well-known phrase in the UK that is used to try and help people talk English in a posh and correct way. We say the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. And you're supposed to say it like that. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. Did you know that? We use that phrase. Well, I mean, when I say we use it, people do. That was something, I don't know why, that just stuck in my memory. Okay. I'm sure my mother told me to say that. Say, Stephen, the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. Now, we don't know if it's factually true.
My mother taught me...
Is that true? Does the rain in Spain fall mainly on the plain? Can you tell us, Marietta?
My mother taught me the water in Majorca don't taste like it ought. You see?
That sounds like your mother.
Yes. Oh, thanks. Thanks.
See, I came from a posh family and we were taught how to speak correctly.
Thanks for criticising my gravely ill mother. Thanks a lot.
It's only a joke.
I appreciate it.
No, that is true. That is an actual phrase, isn't it? The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain.
Yes.
Just something that we used to say when we were younger. Don't know why.
I don't know either.
We don't know if it's factually correct. We'd like to know.
Yes. Well, you did say it, so there's a
Marietta, please tell us.
There's a good chance it's not factually correct.
There is.
A very good chance.
Is there even a plain in Spain?
Yes.
A plain meaning a flat area.
Yes.
Geographically flat area is what I mean. When we say a plain, that means a geographically flat area.
Do you ever get rain in Spain? You know,
yes, it do. It's raining at the moment, says Marietta.
Well, there you go. Well, we're half right.
So Marietta, by definition, must be living in the plain.
Okay, then. What?
Because that's what I was taught when I was growing up.
Shall we have a look at another?
Not really. It falls mainly in the north. I was told a complete lie as a child. I can't wait. You know, when I see my mother tomorrow, I'm going to say, by the way, do you remember that phrase that you taught me when I was a child? The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. I can tell you it's wrong.
Okay.
So thanks, Mum. So, I'm now not going to believe anything you told me as a child.
Yes. Well, I told you not to anyway.
Yes.
But your mum does like Christmas.
She does.
Because, you know, it's the birth of her saviour.
Well, she's not going to like her birthday this year.
No, it's a big one this year, isn't it?
It's a big one. You should celebrate it, but my mother doesn't want us to even mention it.
Don't mention Steve's mum's birthday. Talking of your mother sent a very nice Christmas card.
She did.
We've got to move along, Steve. We haven't played the centres game yet. What's going on? My equipment.
Yes, that phrase is from My Fair Lady.
It is?
Says Inigo.
Yes.
Well done.
The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain.
And you see, I didn't know it was from that musical when I grew up because my mother just taught me the phrase.
Yes.
But it is, and it's used as elocution to help you pronounce words. Because she was, in My Fair Lady, she was all called blimey. She was, she had an accent, didn't she? Well, London, didn't she? And she was trying to become posh.
I don't know what that was.
So she had a professor.
What was her name?
Liza. Was it Liza? No? Eliza. I'm thinking of Liza Minnelli. Was it Eliza or Liza?
It was Eliza Doolittle.
Eliza Doolittle. I was right. Thank you.
No, you weren't. You said Liza Minnelli.
It was similar. And that's it. Yes, because this professor was a posh professor.
Okay,
then.
then.
He thought he could take somebody from a very poor area with a rough accent and turn them into somebody posh and impress all his friends.
Yes, it was a wager.
Yes, that's it exactly.
He had a wager. Now, for someone who's supposed to be theatrical and appears on stage doing things, Steve knows very little about shows.
Actually, My Fair Lady as a musical, we went to watch that.
Well, that's just one version of it.
Bored stiff.
The film is good, but
the film is good.
But if you watch an amateur dramatic society perform it badly, it does feel as if it goes on forever.
I knew it was a rhyme, really, but I was only joking when I said that I thought it was real.
Yes.
There we go. But thank you for reminding us that it is from My Fair Lady.
Actually, the book is called Pygmalion.
Well done. Well done.
Yes.
I'm only joking. It was just a phrase that we grew up with because that musical was around at the time.
I sometimes feel as if I should be on the stage and Steve should be doing whatever I do. And I don't know what that is, by the way.
No, thanks.
I don't know what I do.
So what's coming up now, Mr. Duncan?
Coming up now, we are trying to do the sentence game because we have a lot of people waiting, you see. Now, I know that at this time of year, not many people are watching because lots of other things going on. But on Tuesday, can I just say, on Tuesday, we are publishing. We're publishing a special video with Mr. Steve singing some Christmas songs on Tuesday. So that will be published. So look out for that. Listen out for it.
Some of my favourite Christmas songs,
so
just for you.
So don't give anything away. So that's a big surprise. Steve will be singing some Christmas songs just for you. A video that we've made and recorded.
Rain, rain, go to Spain. Never show your face again. Says Lewis.
Okay then. Push Pendra says, who cares?
Who cares about what?
Who cares? I don't know. I get the feeling Push Pendra might be pushing off.
No, it could have been about something we were talking about 30 seconds ago.
Okay, then.
Don't forget. Yes. There are lots of rhymes about Spain for some bizarre reason. So Lewis has got one as well.
Okay.
Rain, rain, go to Spain, never show your face again. So presumably that means if it's raining where you are, you want to get rid of it, so you say that in the hope that it will go.
Yes.
But it's a bit cruel to send it all to Spain. What about those poor Spanish people who've got to put up with the rain?
Yes, it's a bit like rain, rain, go away, come back another day.
That would be less unkind to the Spanish nation.
But very unkind to rain.
Yes.
Very unkind. Anyway, shall we play... Steve, can we play the sentence game? I'm going to swear in a minute. Here comes the sentence game, everyone.
Is it Christmas related?
I was trying to show... I've already said what it's related to.
I wasn't listening.
What? Here we go. Whew. We'll have a look at some more cards in a moment. So here is the sentence game. Let's play it right now before I have a slight nervous breakdown. I've got a cramp in my lungs. What's that? Can you get cramp in your lungs? Oh, ow. Oh, that's strange. Oh, I've got... Well, I moved then. I moved in a strange way. And then suddenly I got cramp in my ribs.
Well, you don't normally move very much, so it's probably, your muscles aren't used to it.
Why are you being so cruel to me?
It's too easy. It's too easy, because you can't retaliate because we're live.
Trust me, I'm very tempted to retaliate. So here we go, the sentence game, Steve. And these are all sentences with words missing from them. And they are all connected to...
Christmas?
Wait. They are all connected to party.
Party words.
Party words. Because normally at this time of year, lots of people will be having parties, you see. At Christmas time.
But not this year. Not here anyway.
I suppose some people are and some people are not. If you are living in London, definitely not having Christmas parties.
Satnyam says, rain, rain, go away. Never come to Mr. home again.
Mr. Duncan's home.
Yes.
Again. Okay.
Well done.
That's good.
First one, Mr. Duncan. Get on with it faster. We haven't got all day.
Here is the first sentence game, boys and girls, for this pre-Christmas English addict. Oh, I don't know what's happened there. The equipment is playing up today. Here we go.
What about your computer?
He wants to something his something and something something. So this is connected to parties. So think of a party, maybe a party that you go to, and maybe something that you will see at a party. So party, think of parties, a lovely get-together, a group of people who come together, they meet up and they celebrate maybe a birthday, maybe a wedding, perhaps Christmas. People often get together, especially families. Families do often.
Is this an idiom, would you say?
It can be, actually. It is more an expression.
An expression?
Yes. So, yes, it's a well-known expression.
I think I've got it.
Yes.
It's a well-known expression. And while people are thinking about that,
okay,
we could show a card, could we not? Not trying to tell you what to do.
Okay, then. But, no, clearly not. So there is a card, isn't it?
Look at that.
Isn't that lovely?
Isn't that beautiful?
Isn't that nice?
That's from my mother to both of you.
So there it is, to both of you. And by that, it means Mr. Steve and also me.
Two reindeer.
Yes.
Who are, well, what are they doing? Sniffing each other.
I don't know.
They're affectionate reindeer.
They're kissing. They're having a little kiss. They're pressing their noses together in a loving way.
We should have given atomic warning.
Oh, of course.
Fine, it's fine. But people have been having a go. Alessandra was very, very close. Alessandra. Yes, well done. Vitas got one of the words. Yes. Have is definitely the first word. I think because Vitas got the first word, that helped everybody else to complete the phrase. Because often once you get the first word, that makes it easier to get the rest of it. So we're going to say well done to Vitas for getting the first word. Alessandra was very close and got 3 of the words.
Okay.
And then Tomek put them all together to get the correct phrase.
That's good. So can I assume that there is a correct answer?
There is indeed a correct answer.
Okay, then. That's good. We're getting some correct answers. We have to. I don't want to rush it, you see, because some people might just be tuning in and then they won't have time to answer the question. So,
too bad. Should have been here earlier.
Okay. It's very thoughtful. Well, so here we go then. The answer coming up, the sentence game we are playing today on Sunday, the 20th of December. It's just 5 days before Christmas. Oh, Mr. Steve, I'm so excited.
You shouldn't be.
Here comes Mr. Cockerel, because we have the answer coming up.
And the answer is, Mr. Duncan?
The answer is... Bing!
Have cake, eat it.
He wants to have his cake and eat it.
So Vitas got the first word correctly, and then Alessandra nearly got it all. Tomek put it all together, and then other people did as well.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. There are other words that fit, like here, but that doesn't make sense in this context. Yeah, have cake and eat it. Hold cake and eat it. Well, yeah, you see, you could say, if you didn't know that was going to be like a well-known phrase, you could say he wants to hold his cake and eat it. That would make grammatic sense.
Yes.
So that does make sense. Who said that? Predator Nawaz. So yeah, that does fit. That is a sentence. It's just not the one, Mr. Duncan. That doesn't mean it's not correct.
No.
But there is a phrase, he wants to have his cake and eat it is a phrase which means what, Mr. Duncan?
That's it. That means that you want more than your fair share of something.
Yes.
So you want something, but you want all of it. So maybe you can only have a certain amount, but you want all of it. So in life, you might find a person who is greedy or selfish. They want to have their cake and eat it. So it's a person who wants more than they should have, maybe more than their fair share.
Yeah, so maybe perhaps you're going for a job. You've got a job and you go to your boss and say, right, I want a pay rise, I want a new company car, and I want dental insurance. And your boss turns around and says, look, you can't have your cake and eat it. I'll give you the pay rise and you can pay for the other two yourself.
Yes.
So in other words, you can't have everything.
Maybe
a
husband is having an affair with his secretary, but he wants to still stay married.
Yes.
So he wants to stay with his wife, but also he wants to have his little liaisons with his sexy secretary, you see. So he wants to have his cake and eat it. But you can't have all of the cake, because some of that cake is for other people. You can't have it all for yourself. Stop being so greedy.
Yes, it means exactly. Yes, Lewis said it could be about Brexit. Exactly, I was about to say that.
Okay.
Because the UK and the European Union both want their own deal. They all want certain things like fishing rights or level playing field on this, that and the other. But they can't all have their cake and eat it. They can't all have everything. Somebody's going to have to compromise and give up something. So yes, Lewis, that's a very good current way that we can use that phrase. The European Union might be saying to us, look, UK, you can't have your cake and eat it. You can't have everything. And we might be saying to the EU, you can't have access to our waters and then expect us to have to do this. So both sides want their cake and eat it.
Although technically we're the ones that deserve the bad deal, because we're the ones being, arrogant.
Yes.
I really want to swear, but I'm not going to. But I'm sorry, Europe. Not all of us here want to actually leave Europe, including us, by the way. So we did not vote to leave. We voted not to leave. I wonder if you could go back in time to 2016. Remember that day when everyone went out to vote for Brexit?
Well, that was a tragedy.
4.5 years ago that happened. Can you believe 4.5 years ago? If you had said 4.5 years ago that Brexit would take 4.5 years to sort out, and in the midst of a worldwide pandemic, I wonder if people would have voted for it.
The tragedy was, if everybody had gone out and voted and not the low turnout that there was, we'd still be in Europe. But anyway, in Italy, Alessandra, they say in Italy, you say a similar phrase to that is, you can't have your barrel full and your wife drunk.
Okay. That sounds like an interesting.
Yes.
That sounds like an interesting night.
So you can't have everything.
A full
you
barrel.
You can't have a drunk wife who presumably then will be easier to get your way with. I don't know if that's what it's implying there. And also have a load of alcohol at the same time. I think, in other words, you can't have everything.
You can't have everything.
Don't be greedy. That phrase means don't be greedy.
Yeah. Okay, we've done that one, by the way. Here's the next one, if I can get onto it. Here is the next one, Mr. Steve. Today's second.
Louis Munoz, yes. I didn't expect you to be that close. Has made 3D printed gifts. If someone is interested, well, we are. That's a different Louis.
Oh, Louis M. Munoz.
Yes.
Oh, okay then. Thank
Can
you.
you send us a picture? Show us what they look like, and then we will show them on the next live stream.
Yes.
Yes, 4.5 years, says Zudzika, yes.
Okay, can we have the next sentence,
we can,
game?
Yes.
Because we are actually running out of time. Desperately running out of time. He something at the something without being something. So we are talking about celebrations. Don't say anything else. So I'm just making sure that the word isn't used, you see. So there is a word that...
Well, I might use it accidentally.
That's it. That's what I mean. So he something at the something without being... Although the word is right there on the screen, look, Steve. The word is right there.
Well, you've just told everybody now.
I know, but yes, I know, but
you just told everybody.
I was avoiding saying it.
Well, you've told people anyway.
I know, but I realised it was right there.
Well, yeah, but people might not have noticed.
Yes, I feel ashamed of myself.
You shouldn't have done this. See, that would have been there in plain sight.
I should walk through the street like in The Handmaiden's Tale, and I should be ashamed of myself with people throwing rotten fruit at me. That's what should happen now. I think so. Oh, sorry.
Yes, Tomek. Yes, it was all Cameron's fault.
We are connected.
Exactly.
Oh, okay then, Steve.
Yes, but he wrote a book and stupid people went out and bought it and put more money into his already overstuffed pockets.
You're just jealous.
I'm not jealous at all.
You're jealous.
I'm not jealous.
You're jealous of his millions.
He should go away in shame and never show his face again. I rhymed. He should go away in shame and never show his face again.
Shame again.
Yes,
that does. Yes. David Cameron took the brunt. Even though people think...
Where's that?
No. What?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
right.
It's just coming out of my brain.
Yes, Tomek, you see, knows what's going on politically around the world. Must be very well read, yes, to know that that's what caused it.
Can I just say I'm sick and tired of hearing about coronavirus and Brexit.
To give Cameron a little bit of room there, that there's been a lot of fighting within the Conservative Party over Europe ever since we went into Europe in 1970. When was it? It was,
yes, the early 70s. And that was after a referendum.
Within the
yes,
party.
Okay, Steve, this is not political. This is not a political...
But he should never have agreed to have a referendum.
Okay. Well, happy Christmas, everyone.
Yes. But it's interesting that we're trying to sort that out at the same time that we're trying to sort out problems with coronavirus.
Yes.
Two major things that need sorting.
That's what I just said.
Yes.
In 2016, we didn't know about coronavirus.
I know, but, they've had 4.5 years. If they'd sorted it out in the first couple of years, it would have all been over.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yes.
Is probably the lesson we can all take away from that. Be careful what you wish for.
Well, a lot of people, British people living abroad have been trying to get passports, like French passports, Spanish passports, so that they can move freely. They're trying to get citizenship is the word I'm looking for.
Yes.
Say, for example, they've been living in France or Spain or Italy or somewhere in Europe for many years. They're trying desperately to get citizenship because after the 31st of December, we believe that you will only be able to stay in a country in Europe for 30 days. Then you have to come home, then wait a while, then go back again. I think 30 days, there's all sorts of confusing rules, but here we go. What were we doing? The sentence game.
What are you doing, Steve?
I don't know. People might have got the answers.
Yes. What? That was like a weird monologue then. Did you realise you were...
Don't get me started on Europe.
Did you?
I meant Brexit. Right, have we got any correct answers? Looks like... Is that correct, Mr. Duncan?
Yes.
Maria. Straight in there, very quickly.
Oh, no, it's not right. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it close, though?
It's not far off. You are very... So imagine not being somewhere. Imagine going somewhere, and then you what? So when you reach...
Ah, yes.
When you reach your destination, what have you done? What have you done?
Attended is 8 letters, unfortunately, but yes, that would have worked.
Valeria.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Valeria. Very good. Yes, it looks as if Valeria has the right answer.
Oh, yes. And Valeria's put all 3 words together.
Good.
So Maria started it off, got the last 2 correctly.
Okay.
Valeria then got the first word, and then she's put them all together. There we go.
Okay. Is that it?
Yes, that's it.
I think Steve is getting tired now.
I'm not getting tired.
Really? You were going very quiet, you see.
So a lot of people use the word appears.
Okay. He's something at the something without being something. So when you get somewhere, you travel somewhere, and then you what? Well, you might arrive, you see?
Appears isn't grammatically correct.
No.
You could say appeared.
Yes.
But then that would be 8 letters, not 7.
That's it. But grammatically, it would be correct if you said he appeared. He appeared. But where? Where did he arrive? He arrived at the what? Well,
we know what that one is.
The word is actually on the screen in front of you. He arrived at the party without being what? Without being. Now, when you receive something asking you to go somewhere, we call it an invitation. Invitation. Or you can say the invitation is sent to you. You have been invited. Invited. So he, something, at the something without being.
I think we know, Mr.
Something,
Duncan.
And cock-a-doodle-doo. The answer is bing.
Yes, well done. A lot of people got that right, so well done.
He arrived at the party without being invited. So no one asked him to come to the party, but he still came. He wasn't invited. No one asked him to come to the party. So he was there, but he was not invited. We call a person that does that a gate crasher.
Or a party crasher.
Yes. So you go somewhere where you are not supposed to be, or a place that you've not been invited to. We have one more. I think we can squeeze one more in, Mr. Steve.
Oh, people are getting very political.
Really?
Apparently Charles de Gaulle, a famous French president or prime minister, didn't want us to go into the European Union. See, we went in the 70s, and then we gradually got very rich. Now we've left, we'll gradually get very poor again.
Okay. We'll have to wait and see.
That, I think, is what will happen. But yes, very, very sad. It will be on the 31st of December. Very sad day for a lot of us here in the UK. Yeah, don't forget that the majority of people in the UK here probably do want to stay in the European Union. It's just that not enough people voted in order to get the result that should have happened.
I think that's normally how elections work.
Particularly the young people of this country didn't bother to go out and vote. And that is not just me, but that's what the experts are saying. As to anyway, let's not go into that. Stay happy, stay happy, stay happy. Don't get political. Don't talk about politics. Don't talk about religion.
Well, we are talking about both of those things today because we're talking about Christmas, which may be a little political as well, you see, because some people believe that things should be done or should be allowed, and some people think that they shouldn't.
Spot on, Tomek, spot on.
Okay, then.
Yes, spot on, your comment there.
Okay.
Many factors involved. It's a bit like a plane crash, I think.
Is it?
Because if you look at, if you watch these programmes about plane crashes,
okay,
which we sometimes do, you don't like to watch them, but they're quite compelling to watch. What the message I often take from those is that there's very rarely is the one single factor that causes the plane to crash.
Yeah.
unless, it's normally a series of things. Even something like, whatever it is usually not just one single factor. There could have been one critical factor, but that could have been prevented by a maintenance issue that was overlooked, or even something like a bomb getting on board an airplane. Okay, you can say it was the bomb that caused the crash, but if there had been sufficient security to start off with, that wouldn't have ever happened in the first. It was like when the Concorde crashed. That was
what's
that.
This? Sorry.
No, what I'm getting to is that with the European Union issue, it's many issues or many factors that have caused this issue that we're now at now. It's not one single thing. Can't blame it on one single thing.
No.
Just as when the Concorde crashed.
What?
You couldn't blame it on... There was a lot of factors involved in that, and if one of them had been attended to, it wouldn't have happened. Anyway, I think the point I'm making is quite often that when something happens...
I don't know what the point is you're making.
The point is that often when something dramatic happens, it probably could have been prevented because there would have been lots of points along the timeline if you work back where you could have prevented it. But because lots of things were neglected, the disaster happened.
Why didn't you just say it's a complicated situation where many things are involved, and that's
Many things are involved.
You didn't have to mention plane crashes.
So you could say Cameron was at fault, but Cameron was, but there was the years of the Conservative Party talking about how bad Europe was.
Just sort of say that in a muffled...
There was the fact that a lot of people didn't bother to go out and vote. There were lots of different factors involved in what's happened. But anyway...
Are you aware of what this might seem like to other people watching?
Well, Jimmy from Hong Kong is not interested at all.
No. That makes two of us.
Oh, dear. Shouldn't talk about politics, right?
Steve, can...
Sentence game. Can we have the sentence game to talk about politics?
Aren't you just doing the same stuff you did last week?
I don't know.
It was annoying last week as well. Okay, Steve.
I'm getting excited.
Yeah, okay. I wish I was. Happy Christmas, everyone, by the way.
Ritas is going.
Oh. Happy Christmas.
Brexit has hijacked the sentence game, says Tomic. Yes, sorry, right. Come on. Next one.
Merry Christmas. I don't know what's happening now.
Merry Christmas, serene
We've just spent 5 minutes talking about the similarities between...
2 minutes.
All right. Well, if there's no point in us both talking at the same time, Steve. Really. I don't know how we got from Brexit to plane crashes, but Steve managed it. He managed it very well. Here we go. One more.
An analogy.
That was not an analogy. That was like a sermon.
Sentence game. Tomic getting irritated.
Tomic. I think I am. I'm getting irritated. Here we go. Sentence game, everyone, before we go.
4 words again.
Ooh, 4. I'm something to say that I something a little something at the something. This is... Do you hear my stomach?
Your stomach, Mr. Duncan. Did you hear that rumble?
Yes, that's my stomach.
Because? Why is your stomach rumbling, Mr. Duncan?
Well, because I'm hungry. I've eaten today, but yes, you saw me eating food in front.
You all know Mr. Duncan usually neglects.
Do you actually
himself.
Do you pay attention to anything that happens around you?
Only if it involves me.
I was standing in front of you today eating food.
I know. I was just joking for the purposes of for the viewers.
I don't think so.
Many times Mr. Duncan eats nothing all day.
Okay, then.
Well, last week you had 3 chocolate biscuits while you were showing a video.
Yes. Why is that interesting to anyone? Okay, here we go. I'm something to say that I something a little something at the something. So, if you do something that makes you feel slightly embarrassed, you might feel what? And you...
Lewis is going. Bye, Lewis. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, Lewis. Have a good one. We won't be here live before Christmas. However, we are putting a special video on this Tuesday with Mr. Steve singing some great Christmas songs.
Bye, Valeria. When is the next live stream going to be?
I've just literally said it.
I know, but you know.
As you asked me, I just said...
Next Sunday.
Yes, next Sunday. So we won't be here on Wednesday.
Alessandra. Yes.
We'll be here after Christmas.
Bye, Maria.
Next Sunday.
I'm just saying goodbye to people who I have seen have said that they're going.
Okay, then. We should be going,
Bye,
Bud.
Saturino.
Okay, Steve, we should be going.
Oh yes, it's 10 past, but you must have been late. You're always late.
I was only about 4 minutes late today.
Okay.
4 minutes late.
Bye, Palmyra. Everyone's going. Quick, sentence game. Oh, has anyone got this yet? No.
No. Well, you seem to have forgotten what we were actually doing. We're playing the sentence game. This is the final one before we go.
Allowed.
I think most people have just switched off or they've gone away because of your political ranting.
Talked about politics and everyone says everyone suddenly goes.
Well, yes, because people don't like talking about politics and they certainly don't want to hear some windbag going on about it.
I'm just counting the words. Is lobster one of the words?
No.
It fits.
I wish it was lobster and then we could go. But no, it's not lobster. I think I'm going to have to give this one because I don't think anyone's going to get it.
But what about Valentin? Are any of those words correct there?
Yes, the last one.
Ah, right.
The last word is correct.
So the last word is reception.
Yes. And one of the words, the third word means to be drunk. So it is a slang word for drunk. If you've had too much alcohol, that's what you might feel.
Is that correct, that word there?
No.
Oh, right. No, this is a difficult one.
So something that makes you feel embarrassed. Something that you've done that you now wish you hadn't. Something you regret doing. You feel what?
Nicolay, that was the first one that we did.
That's come through very late.
You must have quite a delay.
Well, maybe Nikolai is watching earlier because you can actually rewind when we're live. So when we are actually live on here, you can actually go back on the timeline to earlier in the live stream if you really want to do that. Why would you? I don't know.
Tomix, is that correct?
No.
None of them.
One of the words, yes.
The last one?
The second word and the last one is correct.
Ah, right.
But the one that's missing, the third one, is a word we can use to mean drunk. You've had too much to drink. Oh, you're my best friend, you are.
Well, isn't that the first word there?
No.
Oh, if
you feel something that you've done and now you are embarrassed by it, what is it? I feel.
So you've got a little drunk at the reception.
Yes, that's it, but not drunk. So
reception.
The word. Okay, yes.
Is something that you have in a wedding.
Yes, a party or a gathering is a reception.
Yes.
You meet and greet lots of people in one place. A reception. I'm going to give the answer because, to be honest with you, we are overrunning critically. We are critically overrunning.
Right, so come on then.
So here is the answer. It looks as if
nobody's got it.
No one is going to get it.
Not even Tomek has got this one.
Inigo says it's not worth it. Not worth it. I have no idea what that means. Mr. Cockerell, where are you?
Look.
Oh, sorry. Tomek. Oh, I see. Tomek.
Yes. Well, is that correct?
Yes.
Not the whole one, though.
No, the first one again is wrong.
First one is wrong, but 3 out of 4 words.
Yes. So the second, third, and fourth word are right, but the first one is still wrong.
Well done.
The answer...
Oh, hang on.
Marietta. Well
Marietta.
done. Marietta, you've got it. So Marietta and Tomek working together have got the complete sentence, which is... Bing! I'm ashamed to say that I got a little legless at the reception. I'm ashamed. You don't want to admit that you did it. You feel ashamed. I'm very embarrassed. I'm ashamed.
Jimmy put them all together. Has put them all together, actually, because there's a 30-second delay. So we've just put that up, but Jimmy has got it correct, has put them all together.
Yeah.
But Tomek got 3 of them. And who was it who got the other one?
It was just after. Just after.
Marietta.
Yes.
Marietta.
Just after.
Yes.
Marietta. Well done, Marietta. And I think it's almost time for us to go, to be honest, Steve. So there is... Oh, legless, by the way. If you are legless, it means you drunk too much alcohol. So I would imagine this Christmas there will be a lot of people sitting in their homes legless, which means they've had too much alcohol to drink.
Or loaded Marietta, but that's only, unfortunate, 1, 2, 3. That's only 6 words.
Ooh! Jimmy from Hong Kong, thank you very much for your kind donation on the Super Chat. Thank you very much.
Well done to everyone.
It looks like an excited bird receiving a gift from another bird. It looks like it.
So that's... Jimmy is obviously the yellow bird, and you are receiving the gift. You're the green... I can't see what it is. My eyes aren't good enough.
It is a bird.
My eyes aren't good enough. How lovely. Thank you very much, Jimmy.
Okay then, thank you very much for your lovely kind donation.
A lovely Christmas present.
Yes. Yes, I also received a nice gift from Hiroko and also Luis Mendez as well for Christmas. Isn't that nice? Thank you very much for watching today. It's almost time to go. We are going to prepare something to eat. We are going to have a tea cake,
as always,
and a cup of tea, and I will sit down to watch Columbo. Yes, my favourite TV show is on at the moment. And here's a strange thing, Steve. They never made a Christmas Columbo, ever. Isn't that weird? So you would have thought that at least once they would have made a Christmas Columbo. But there never was one. That's very strange, isn't it?
Yes, Valeria. Legless, a person who drinks too much. Literally, you're so drunk, your legs aren't working.
That's it. You can't...
You fall over, you're so drunk.
You can't stand up at all.
I'll say my goodbyes for now.
Okay.
And wishing you, if you celebrate Christmas, wish you a happy Christmas. Or happy holidays if you don't and you're having a holiday, although you might be carrying on working. But whatever you're doing over the next week, I wish you all the best and look forward to seeing you again on Sunday. And please watch me singing some Christmas carols for you, some Christmas songs, and probably tomorrow Mr. Duncan will put that on.
No, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
That's it. That's we must get the information right. Tuesday. it will come on. And then we are now going to prepare for our Christmas. Steve is going to see his mother tomorrow. Maybe he'll be sitting in the car, FaceTiming with his mother in the house.
Well, before I go, I'll have to take this off because if I don't, I'll drag you with me.
That's it.
That would look very funny for the end of the live stream.
It would look hilarious.
Once again, bye everybody and see you next Sunday. And of course, Steve will be giving us some of his lovely Christmas songs on Tuesday. There is a recorded lesson or a recorded video, I suppose we could say, coming on Tuesday. Maybe we can show what presents that we've received.
Oh, yes.
And maybe if any of you have got some lovely gifts and you'd like to share them with us, what do you think, Mr. Duncan? Should we invite people to send us photographs of their presents?
If you have a nice gift from someone, something that you've received for Christmas, maybe you can send a photograph. That's a good idea.
Bye-bye.
See you later, Steve. There is Steve. He's gone now. He's preparing for Christmas as I speak already. He's wrapping all of the presents for his mother, and he's going outside to clean the car, because he always cleans his car before he goes to see his mother. Thank you very much for your company. May I wish you a super duper Christmas. Whatever you are doing, stay safe, stay happy. We will finish today with the lovely Christmas lights once more outside the house. Thank you, Zoran. Thank you, Theo, Olga, Tomek. Thank you, Christina. Have a super duper Christmas. If you are celebrating, have a wonderful time. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of England, or English, should I say. Trust me, I haven't been drinking, honestly. Saying thanks for watching. See you later. I'm going for a lie down on the floor with a tea cake, a cup of tea, and Lieutenant Columbo. And until the next time we meet right here on YouTube, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Ta-ta for now.